Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto for Grow My Bag TV, and there is a lot going on. I couldn't even cover everything in the Crypto Minute. So here's a whole bunch of stuff that's going on. The SEC just got kicked in the teeth again, and I think it's bigger than what people might initially have thought. Here's why. So obviously the Ripple case, had a partial decision, and it was found that Ripple did not illegally sell securities and that XRP is not a security. Now, the SEC had to file, an appeal. Judge said no. Judge Torres is like, no. Mic drop. Boom. That's it. No, done. So there are ongoing issues going on with that case. However, that part is done. And that's what makes it huge. There's a certain finality to it, and that's why you saw a pop in XRP. But I think there is more of a finality to it in that it sets the tone for a lot of things going on in the SEC's world, and that's what I'm paying attention to. Right? There are talks that they're in talks with, different companies like Bitwise and others that have filed for Bitcoin spot ETFs. Yesterday, I said the SEC has been caught on their heels. This is a huge deal, and it does impact that. Now, I heard rumor, I read someplace where there could have been a Ledger wallet hack. And I'm only bringing it up because I use Ledger Wallet. I don't use it as extensively as I used to, just because I don't like some of the things that they're doing with the keys and everything. I still hold my own keys, but I do have apprehensions about what they've done. I have not seen corroborating evidence or news about it, but I wanted to let everybody know that, yeah, I'm looking into that. If you happen to see something, in a reputable space, send me the news, send me the article, and I'll dig deeper. But until then, it could have happened. Somebody posted on X, but don't know if it was AI that actually did the post. Don't know if this person is real. That's why I'm not mentioning any names or anything like that. I would find it hard that after all these years, it was a Ledger wallet that got hacked and maybe not a phishing scam that this person gave up their keys or something like that. So that's what I'm looking for because, Ledger wallet is pretty tight. It's pretty tight. So I have skepticism about that, and that's one of the reasons why I brought it up. Now, Binance, I told you back September 1st, I think it was, that I told you that Paxos and Binance have parted ways with regard to BUSD and that they're, delisting pairs for BUSD. So right now, the next step is different services for BUSD like staking and borrowing. That's going to come to an end in the United States on October 25th. So pay attention to that. If you're involved in any of that, you might want to make sure that you've exited out by that time. Some good news: Optimism Network. Excuse me. I really like the project, but Optimism Network has released a new testnet on their Goerli network. That would not a new testnet, but a new feature on the testnet that would, in their words, create this like super chain that would be fault proof. It would increase security as well as expand the level of decentralization. You have no idea how much I'm looking forward to that. It's ridiculous. If that was to actually work, you're talking about a viable network. And remember, almost every time I see a network increase efficiency, I'm also seeing an increase in speed. Because at the end of the day, I am focused on the speed of transactions. The reason why is because I can easily see crypto replacing credit cards. Why do you think MasterCard and Visa are doing all these other things? Because they've got to find a different revenue model. That's why. So something else that I'm considering is, I told you before that I've moved digital assets across Matic, across the Polygon network, and it's been seconds. The transaction has been seconds. I know I keep saying I do actually have on Crypto 101 on my channel. I actually do have, a little class on how credit cards work, how credit card transactions work versus crypto transactions, and why crypto transactions are almost infinitely faster when you're talking about end-to-end, actual end-to-end transactions. We can get into that later, but go check that out. It's in Crypto 101. OpenSea has a new service called OpenSea Live, and this, after their debacle with the whole royalty thing, and other companies coming and eating some of their lunch, they needed something. They needed to do something that would, get users back. And what they've done is they've made it so that NFT projects can launch faster on their network. But when you mint your NFTs, you have creative control. And what that means is you get to mint directly into your own personal wallet. That is huge. That's huger than huge, because that's saying you're not tied to us. We'll give you the tools, but you're not tied to us. If you think about it, that's a pretty bold move, because they can go elsewhere to sell those NFTs. OpenSea is hoping that, well, we're letting you do this, so come on, please come back. I think that's a very smart move, because the chances of you, going and taking that someplace else is kind of small. So I'm expecting some good stuff out of that. So I want to see how that plays out over time. Now, something that's going to affect not just the cryptoverse, but artificial intelligence as well, and a whole lot of other industries. NVIDIA got their offices raided. Like, what? Public announcement. Yeah, we had our offices raided in France. French authorities came in, knocking on the door, boom, boom, boom. That is big. That's a very big deal, right? And they're saying that they just think that they're doing, performing anti-competitive practices. That can be a problem. I hope it's not, but that looks to be a major problem for them. So when I looked at that, I was just kind of like, that's not going to bode well for anybody. So we're going to have to pay attention. The UK is also seeing, and I told you a few weeks ago that the UK is going to start seeing a mass exodus of firms, especially crypto firms, leaving the country. And here's why. Over what seems to be a massive amount of time, the UK said, listen, we're going to change our marketing and promotion rules, and you're going to have to put, labels on certain things saying that, this is risky. It's sort of like that warning label in the United States on cigarette packages, right? What's wrong with that? There should be nothing wrong with that. Maybe it's overstepping a little bit, but they're just trying to look out for the regular investor. Firms like PayPal, Luno, Bybit have stopped certain services so that they don't have to deal with that. That means they've exited those services from the country. And there are other firms that are actually exiting the country. Local authorities in the UK think that foreign firms are unprepared or ill-prepared to actually abide by those regulations. So the next step when those rules come into play, and I think it might be later this month or early next month, when those rules come into play, that's going to be a wrap. The handcuffs come off, and they're going to start, taking companies to court, bringing them to task. That's going to be a very big deal, right? So you've got a lot of, regulatory moves around the world that have been happening over the past little while that we should be paying attention to. Really and true. Anyway, you know what we should do? That's right. We should get into the numbers. So fear and greed index, we dipped a little bit from 50 down to 49. Not that much of a dip. Yesterday we were at 49, I think 49.71 billion in total value lock. Today we're at 49.303. I mean, not much of a move, right? We're still moving laterally in that space. When you look at Bitcoin, yeah, we're below the 28,028 depicted right there by the orange line. But we're still above my low point on my green band, which, is right here. You can sell, 26,475 is my low and 31,580 is my high in my green band. If you've noticed down here, you see I have a blue band. I mark those bands based on, normal things. Like here are the highs, three highs that line up, three lows that line up, and there's your space. Now, one of the things that I pay attention to is the fact that, sorry, didn't have my screen on, is that we're trying to maintain above the low point of my green band. But if we can stay there, 30,000 looks like a reality for Bitcoin. So that's what I'm paying attention to. Now, if we can move above that 2828 and sustain there, because you see what happened, we took a shot up. Excuse me, we took a shot up and then we came back down. That's called profit taking. But we're about halfway on that shot right here. If you look right here and you look over here, that's about halfway. Not counting this piece over here above the 2828. We've got to achieve 2828 to get anywhere near of hoping that we're going to hit 30,000, 31,580. In my humble opinion. Right? And you can see that, things are a little off right now. But again, we've got higher lows, right? So 27,539 for Bitcoin is better than where we were, just like a week ago. We're hitting 25s. So again, pay attention to everything that's out there. This could be a really good buying opportunity for different projects that are out there. XRP is, batting close to 53 cents. Matic was up. It's about 59 cents right now. That's big. Just a couple of days ago, it was at 53 cents. People are sleeping on certain projects, and I really wish that you would do your own research and get into these projects when you can. $50, $25, $5. It's not the amount of money. It's the idea that you're putting in money all the time on a regular basis. Do you really need that bag of chips? Do you really need that pack of cigarettes? Put your money away on it. Start off with a normal savings account, do things like that. I just think that you should allocate some of those funds to crypto. Just saying, in my humble opinion. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, but that's what I teach my kids. So if you're looking at the numbers straight up, you can see that, there are a lot of things that are in the red. But something that I'm paying attention to is over the past 30 days, if you're paying attention, over the past 30 days, Polygon has been in the green. Pay attention to that. Polygon's moving and nobody's talking about it. Nobody's talking about how Polygon is moving. I am. Litecoin's on the move. What was the other one I was looking at? I'm upset that Shiba Inu is not on the move as much, but I think they're going to pop soon. I think something's going to happen there. The Shiba Army's not playing games. Even Avalanche is on the move, up almost 8% over the past 7 days. Something that I do pay attention to is Stellar. Okay, given everything that's going on with XRP, I do pay attention to Stellar. Anyway, this is Eddie J on Crypto. If you like what I'm doing, do me a favor, drop me a note. Let me know that you like what I'm doing. If you don't like what I'm doing, drop me a note and let me know how I can make it better for you. All right? Have a good one. Bye-bye.